There's a lie people tell themselves about sugar, especially when it's part of their job. We call it discipline, we call it professionalism, or even just tasting. But after 15 years as a pastry chef, standing in a Michelin-star kitchen at midnight, surrounded by plated desserts that weren't even mine to eat, my hands were shaking. And I had to admit the truth. I was addicted. And the career I was proud of depended on staying that way. In pastry, sugar isn't treated like a risk. It's treated like a qualification. You're around sugar all day, you don't even think about it. A spoon of glaze here, a bite of sponge there, checking the filling for texture, sweetness or balance, just enough to make sure it's right. And when everyone around you does it, the behaviour stops feeling optional. It becomes the baseline. That's the first trap. Addiction hides best when it looks like competence. People praised my palate. They talked about my restraint, about how much control I had. Meanwhile, I needed sugar just to feel stable. My body expected it. After meals, between meals, even on the ride home. And when I tried to skip it, my mood didn't just dip, it completely collapsed. That was the second trap. Once something becomes how you stay level, taking it away doesn't feel neutral. My brain treated it like a threat. I remember standing in the kitchen after service at midnight, dipping pistachio sponge into a semi-melted raspberry ice cream, not even craving sweetness. I just needed the noise to stop. And at some point, I started questioning my own explanations. This didn't start in a professional kitchen. I was 16 when I found cooking. At that point, I was already dealing with drugs, alcohol, and anxiety, and school had completely fallen apart. But in the kitchen, there were rules, sequences, cause and effect. That mattered to a kid whose brain never slowed down. When I chose pastry later, I told myself it was practical, less chaos than the hot kitchen. That was half true. The other half was simpler. Sugar already worked on me. I'd always needed something sweet after meals. And when I tried to clean it up, I just upgraded the disguise. Organic yogurt, berries, dark chocolate, healthy desserts. Changing the ingredients doesn't change the relationship. My relationship with sugar was dependency. Depression followed me everywhere. Brain fog, anxiety that never fully lifted. I thought that was my personality. I didn't yet understand that it was simply chemistry. In my mid-30s, I did what most people do when something isn't working. I tried harder. Vegan, biohacking, supplements, cold plunges, saunas. On paper, I was doing everything right. What I didn't realise at the time is that trying harder actually made it worse. Every time I tried to cut back on sugar, the cravings didn't weaken. They negotiated. Just weekends, just after dinner, only the good stuff. It happened the same way over and over again. Most people get stuck here forever because they think moderation is progress. For me, moderation was maintenance. And I stayed stuck because I didn't yet know the difference. While all of this was happening, my dad was deteriorating. This was a guy running 18 miles a day, disciplined and athletic, doing everything he was told. Carb loading, whole grains, fruit all day long. The stuff we were told was safe. And he still developed type 2 diabetes, then Lewy body dementia. Watching that happen broke something in me. Because if someone that disciplined could collapse, then this wasn't about willpower any longer. It was about exposure. And I was building a career around the same substance that was destroying him. So I stopped negotiating with myself. At that stage, I wasn't thinking in terms of beliefs or lifestyles. I just needed my body to stop reacting. And going full carnivore was the simplest way I could draw a hard line. The first day didn't stand out, but day 2 did. I remember thinking, this is quieter. I just felt clear, properly clear. The kind of clarity I honestly don't remember having before, where thoughts line up instead of overlapping. A few days later, I walked past a bakery I used to work in and realised something was missing. And for the first time, that missing feeling didn't bother me. Looking back, this is the part that finally clicked for me. When addiction's involved, moderation doesn't bring relief. It just keeps the conversation going. Sugar's the only thing I can think of where relapse gets reframed as being sensible. We'd never say that about alcohol. After this finally clicked for me, I didn't turn it into a system straight away. I just needed somewhere to stop negotiating and stay honest about what I was doing. That's why I built a small space called the Sugar Reset Community, for people who are trying to step out of this loop without pretending it's easy or turning it into an identity. It's there if you want somewhere to start, and the link's in the description below. And if this was useful, please subscribe. I'll keep exploring this. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.